welcome to Simply Good Kitchen. My name is Bill Apodaca, and today we're going to show you how to clean a whole beef tenderloin. Now, there's a couple parts of the beef tenderloin we want to talk about. The first one is the chain, and that runs all the way down the length of the beef tenderloin. And no steaks are available here, but you can get good trim meat for a stir fry or a beef chili, something like that. The center part is where you get your filet mignons or the roast for two, what they call the Chateaubriand. And then down here you get the smaller steaks called tournedos of beef, and then finally tenderloin tips. You might see that on a bar menu. And then over here we have this hunk of meat which butts up to the main part of the beef tenderloin, and that's called the butt tender. You can get a couple nice steaks out of there. But the first step into cleaning this beef tenderloin is we want to remove the chain. And that's pretty easy to do. You can almost pull it apart just with your hands like so. And you just find that natural seam, and then you just finish cutting it through with your boning knife. And then if we spend a little bit of time here, we could get all this meat scrap out of it and do a nice stir fry or shish kebab. Now, we're going to clean up remove the butt tender next. And once again, you find that natural seam, like so. And then we just finish cutting the butt tender off like this. And then we'll come back and clean up all this fat and silver skin. And now the main part of the beef tenderloin, we can just remove this part with your hands. This is just a little skin. And then this is silver skin. This cooks up into gristle, and if it cooks up into gristle, that's what people chew on, and you don't want that. So once again, keeping the knife parallel to the beef tenderloin, we just take little swipes and we remove that silver skin until all of it's gone. And it's going to take you a little bit of practice. A couple beef tenderloins and you'll be doing it as fast as us. It might take you 10-15 minutes to do this.
And Bill, with that silver skin, what do you do with it? Can you cook it, or do you throw it away? What do you do?
This we have to throw out. And then if you flip over the back side, there's just some little chunks of fat here, which we just like to kind of shave off. Get that all cleaned up. And now the beef tenderloin is pretty much cleaned up. And you would whole roast this beef tenderloin, but if you've taken any of our cooking classes or have our first cookbook where we teach the perfect steak class, we actually have you cut this up into smaller little roasts, which make it a lot easier to handle in the saute pan. So the first thing in that class, how we cut it up, is we cut off this tail part right here, so you end up with one little roast. Then we cut up this one here, and this is twice as big as this one. We want them all the same size, so we cut this right in half. And then finally this one is pretty big too, so we'll cut it in half also. So now you end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little roasts, and we can throw in that butt tender, and that gives you 6 little roasts. Each one of these will serve about 2 people. And the nice thing about this, it gives you a lot of flexibility. You can roast these 2 medium rare, this one well done, this one rare, and these 2 medium well. It all depends on who you're cooking for and what your crowd likes. And with that, that's how you clean a beef tenderloin.